Breaking news in this whole culture war involving the president and America's most popular sport, football. The NFL just announced it's banning players from kneeling on the field during the national anthem. This new rule requires all team personnel to stand and to show respect for the flag when the anthem is played. Dissenters can hang back in the locker room, but the league can impose fines on teams if anyone breaks the new rule. Here is NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell.
If anyone is on the field and is disrespectful to the anthem or the flag, there would be a fine from the league against the team. The team will have its own work rules, will be consistent with the overall policy, and they will make their own decisions about how to manage that. All 32 clubs want to make sure that during the moment of the anthem and the flag, that is a very important moment to all of us as a league, as clubs, personally, and to our country. And that's a moment that we want to make sure is done in a very respectful fashion.
New reaction coming in from team owners. New York Jets CEO tweeting, "I will support our players wherever we land as a team. Our focus is not on imposing any club rules, fines, or restrictions. Instead, we'll continue to work closely with our players to constructively advance social justice issues that are important to us." Of course, let's just rewind the clock and remember that this whole thing started back in 2016. It was former quarterback Colin Kaepernick who took a knee to protest police killing people of color in this country, and then went on, obviously, to the president weighing in. So let me bring in retired NFL player Ephraim Salaam and CNN political commentator Ben Ferguson, conservative radio host of the Ben Ferguson Show. Gentlemen, Ephraim, to you first. Good to see you. Good to see both of y'all.
Good to see you too.
Ephraim, what do you think?
I think they missed the mark here. I think a group of billionaires got into a room and came up with rules to benefit themselves and not the actual players, and to also make it more divisive than it was before. So think about this. If a player decides to protest and he decides to stay into the locker room until the anthem is done, then he comes out, what's going to happen? Of course, the boos. But not only that, when I played, sometimes I had to get extra treatment before the game starts. So if I'm not on the field during the anthem,
like extra treatment, like physical therapy,
physical therapy, so I can get myself ready to play. So now reporters and everybody else are going to be looking for the players that are missing. Right?
They're going to be focusing on who's hanging back in the locker room,
which makes it a more divisive situation. So I think they definitely missed the mark, and now they're just trying. They actually sided with Donald Trump in terms of, we're going to impose these rules that affected our bottom line. So it's not really about us and the players coming together. It's more so about us and protecting our brand. And I think that's a great miscarriage of justice.
All right, Ben, how do you see it?
Yeah. Two things. One, if you're getting treatment before the game and a reporter asks you a question, you can simply fix that by saying, I was having treatment before the game. It was not about the national anthem. Second thing, if the players are so hell-bent on doing this during the game, then just pay the fines and have the cash come out of your pocket. You keep saying the billionaires did this for them. Well, you are being paid millions of dollars because of a successful league and people that watch the games and come to the games and purchase things, which is allowed for the massive salaries that you're getting now in the NFL. If you don't protect that, these billionaires don't protect the league, and the fans and people that are watching, those salaries will no longer expand at the massive growth that they've had. So for the players that are mad, go ahead and do whatever you want to do. Get ready to pay the fine. And the last thing is this. People keep saying that the rights of the players are being infringed upon here. No, they're not. You still have the right to freedom of speech and expression. You're just having to play by the rules that every other person that goes to work has. There's certain things you can and cannot do at work. There's certain things you can and cannot say at work. There's certain things that you can and cannot wear at work. This is a normal work environment. All of these players still have the right to protest after the game, before the game, on their own time during the summer months. No one's rights have been hurt here or abused. You still have the freedom of speech, freedom of expression, but when you go to work, there is a protocol, and these players are being held to a protocol while making hundreds of millions of dollars.
I get what you're saying, but what we're not talking about is the narrative that was changed. The narrative was changed about bringing awareness to police brutality in minority communities to now being disrespectful to the, wait a minute, hold on, being disrespectful to the flag. That's not the intent. When this all started 16 months ago with Colin Kaepernick, or longer than that with Colin Kaepernick, Nate Boyer, who was a former NFL player and a military veteran, came to Colin Kaepernick when he was sitting down and said, hey, that's a sign of disrespect. If you want to get your point across and still be respectful to the country and the flag, take a knee. That is a sign of respect of the flag. So now the narrative has shifted from that to him being disrespectful for taking the knee. And if you look at the flag code, nowhere in that flag code does it state that taking a knee at the national anthem is disrespectful to the country or the flag. But what it does mention is if you wear the American flag, if you eat off the American flag, if you do a myriad of other things that is deemed disrespectful to the American flag, and you're unpatriotic. So my problem is the narrative. My problem is the narrative.
Hang on, Ben.
Let me respond to that real quick.
Ben, wait a second. Ben, I got you. But my problem is the narrative being shifted off to what the current issue was to now to pacify those who think it's unpatriotic when it is not.
Okay, Ben, go.
Let me say this. Two different things. You said that the narrative's been changed. The narrative got changed when Colin Kaepernick started wearing socks that depict police officers as pigs and shirts that had dictators on them, and then that you lost the narrative completely when your biggest day of protest was not because of police brutality. It was because of Donald Trump's comments about honoring the flag and standing, and that's the day that you lost this country. When the NFL players stayed in the locker room and there was the biggest day, joined together players that protested, it was because of comments by Donald Trump. And it hurt the NFL, and it hurt viewership, and it hurt sponsorship and everything else. That's why the owners have said we're not going to continue to go down this road. Now, I will say this to the players. If you firmly believe so much in what you're saying about police brutality, then continue to protest and pay the fines. Put your money where your mouth is. But your rights have not been taken away from you here. This is a job in a private sector. With the NFL if you want to.
Ephraim, I know you want to jump in. Hang on.
In the workplace?
We got to leave it because I got to get to this 30-year-old gentleman, and I want you all to please stick around. But I appreciate that.
Forget about him.
No, I appreciate this conversation, and I love hearing both sides, but we got to go. But stick around for just a second for me. Ephraim and Ben, hang tight, because coming up next as well, Stormy Daniels is about to get a key to the city. We're going to tell you which city and why they're honoring the porn star who's suing the president. And then also, have you heard about Jared Kushner's former Harvard classmates? They're using their 15-year reunion to slam his work in the Trump administration, what they had to say in a series of private Facebook posts. That and others coming up.